everyone, welcome back to my channel Wizartist. In this video, I'll explain to you lesson number 1, our environment of class 7 NCERT Geography. So let's start. Environment. Environment is whatever we see in our surroundings. There are two types of things in our environment, man-made and natural. So, first, let's understand what is environment. Environment is whatever, anything that we see in our surroundings is defined as environment. Now, there are two types of things that we can see in the environment, means around us. It is man-made and natural. Man-made are the things made by man, which are artificial things, and natural are the things that occur naturally in nature or in our environment. Now, natural components of environment are further divided into biotic and abiotic. Biotic are the living components like humans and animals, while abiotic are the non-living components like air, water, land, etc. The environment is changing. Humans are also changing the environment because the needs of humans are increasing day by day. Therefore, humans are modifying and sometimes even destroying the environment. So we all know that the environment is changing, means the environment was not the same, means today how the environment is, it might be very different years ago. So this can state that environment is changing. And humans are also a factor those are changing the environment. And why humans are changing? Because their needs is increasing. The needs of humans are increasing day by day. And thus humans are modifying environment, means changing the environment. But sometimes they are even destroying the environment. How? Through pollution, through deforestation, etc. So here you can see there are various components of the environment. The first one is the natural components, water, which is hydrosphere, air, which is atmosphere, land, which is lithosphere, and the living things which form the biosphere. Then there is human-made, the part of the environment which is human-made, and that is buildings, parks, bridges, roads, monuments, industry, and many more. And in human environment, there are individual, means a single person. There's a family, many families form a community, many communities form religion, and there are educational communities, economic and political communities. Natural environment. Now let us understand brief about the natural environment. Plants, animals, air, water, etc. are a part of the natural environment. Means these plants, animals, air, water, and other things that occur naturally in the environment, means they are not made by humans, are the part of the natural environment. The first part that we're going to learn is lithosphere. Lithosphere, what is lithosphere? It is the solid crust or the hard top layer of Earth. So the hard means you must know about the layers of Earth. So the topmost layer, the solid layer, the hard top layer of Earth forms the lithosphere, or it is the lithosphere. It is made of rocks, minerals, and is covered by a thin layer of soil. So we all know that the land, the crust is made of rocks and minerals, and it is also covered by a thin layer of soil. Now there is a thin layer of soil, there are also rocks and minerals, and these three things make up the lithosphere. It has an irregular surface, means the surface is not same everywhere. Sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low, sometimes it is of means it is not so high, not so low. Okay, so it consists of various landforms such as mountains, plains, and plateaus. So mountains are high, plains are low, and plateaus are not so high, not so low. So these different type of landforms show that lithosphere has an irregular surface. These landforms are found over the continent, and on the ocean floor also. The continents, we know the large masses of land are called the continents, like Asia, Africa, etc. These are continents. So these various landforms are found on the continents, and sometimes even in the on the ocean floor, means below the ocean. This domain provides us with forests, grasslands for grazing, land for agriculture and human settlement, and minerals. So now what is the importance of this domain, lithosphere? It gives us forests, and many things are obtained from forest, such as we get wood and we get fruits, etc. We get honey, etc. So these are what we get from forests, and forests are found on lithosphere. Grasslands for grazing. Now, lithosphere also provides us with grasslands. Grasslands for grazing of animals. Land for agriculture and human settlement. Now, lithosphere also provides us with land, fertile land for agriculture and also land for human settlement. Human settlement means where humans stay and live. And minerals. From lithosphere, mines are dug, and from mines we get various minerals such as gold, coal, petroleum, iron, etc. Now let's learn about the second domain, which is hydrosphere. It is the domain of water. From the word itself, you will understand hydros, which means water, and sphere means a domain. So it is the domain of water. It consists of various water bodies and various sources of water. So what this contains now? This consists of various water bodies, as we know, and various sources of water. It is important for all living organisms. We all know that water is important for all living organisms. Now let's learn about atmosphere. It is the thin layer of air that surrounds the earth. The gravitational pull of the earth holds the atmosphere around it. Now, atmosphere is a thin layer or a blanket of air that surrounds the earth. Now, how is the atmosphere staying around the earth? Because the gravitational pull or the gravity of earth is holding the atmosphere so that it doesn't floats away. It protects us from the harmful rays and scorching heat of the sun. So now let's see about the importance of atmosphere. It protects us from the harmful rays and scorching heat of the sun. So you must have heard that atmosphere has the ozone layer. This ozone layer protects us from the harmful rays, which are the UV rays and other rays. It absorbs them. The ozone layer absorbs the harmful rays and it saves us also from the scorching heat by maintaining the climate, and the ozone layer also absorbs most of the heat. But and without it, the sunlight would come and it would be extremely hot, and the harmful rays can cause various skin diseases. That's why atmosphere is very important. Also, it consists of a number of gases, dust and water vapors. Now let's see what it consists of. It consists of a number of gases like nitrogen. You must have heard of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, nitrogen oxide, etc. It also consists dust. Apart from gases, it consists of dust and water vapors. Water vapors is the gaseous form of water. Also, this domain, which is the atmosphere, is responsible for the change in weather and climate. Okay, if the atmosphere is cold, then the weather will be cold. If it is hot, then the weather will be hot. So that's why this domain, which is atmosphere, is responsible for the change of weather and climate. Now let's learn about the biosphere. The plant and animal kingdom makes up the biosphere. So what is the biosphere consisting? The biosphere consists of plants and animal kingdom. It is the narrow zone where we find land, water, and air together, and it consists of all forms of life. So, biosphere is basically a narrow zone. It is a narrow zone where we find land, water, and air. And this place consists of all forms of life. This place consists of all forms of life. Now let's learn about the ecosystem. All plants, animals, and humans are dependent on their environment. So we all know that plants, animals, and humans are dependent on the environment for various needs. Also, they are interdependent on each other. Also, we have learned that humans, animals, and plants are interdependent on each other. How? Plants give oxygen to animals and humans for breathing. Also, plants are food for animals and humans. Animals and humans give carbon dioxide to plants, and also they help in seed dispersal. So this is how plants, animals, and humans are interdependent on each other. This relation between an organism and their environment forms an ecosystem. So this relation between organisms and environment forms a ecosystem. Means simply we can say that the relationship or the interdependence of organisms and their environment forms an ecosystem. Now let's read about the human environment. So we have read about the natural environment. Now let's read about the human environment. Humans modify and change the environment according to their needs. So we have learned earlier in this chapter that humans modify and change the environment according to their needs, and sometimes they are even destroying it. But now let's see about the early humans. Early humans were not like this. They didn't change the environment according to their needs. They adapted themselves to the natural surroundings. They didn't change the environment. They adapted themselves. They changed themselves to adapt to the natural surroundings. They led a simple life and fulfilled their requirements from the nature around them. So what? They led a very simple life, no complications, no nothing. Okay, and they fulfilled their requirements from nature. Today also we fulfill our requirements from nature, but we have made factories and other things also which destroy the nature sometimes. With time, needs grew and became more varied. Humans learned new ways to use and change the environment. Now, with time, the needs of humans increased. Humans felt that they need more, and their needs become a little different. Now humans learn to change the environment and use the environment in different way. So that's when the time grew and they felt that they need to change the environment as their needs are growing and have become a little different. They learn to change the environment. Now let's see how they change the environment or learn to use it in a different way. They learn to grow crops, domesticate animals, and lead a settled life. You must have read in history that before there were hunter gatherers who traveled from place to place in search of food because they didn't know how to grow food, and if they would stay at one place all the food would finish off that place. So that's why they used to move, but now they learn to grow crops. And they also domesticated animals, means kept animals as domestic animals or pets, and started living a settled life, means they didn't move from place to place in search of food because they knew how to grow crops or grow food. The wheel was invented, surplus, food was produced, barter systems emerged, trade started, and commerce developed. Slowly, then, as time went on, the wheel was invented, and we know that wheel played a very important role in the human history. It changed the human history and commerce developed. How? Means food was produced. Surplus means extra. And the extra thing is that food was produced. Barter systems emerged. Food was produced, as we have seen above that food, they used to grow crops so they could produce food on their own. Then the barter system emerged. What is the barter system? Barter system, nowadays we give money and buy things, but before people used to Use barter system. Barter system means if I have 1 kg of rice and you have 1 kg of wheat, I want wheat and you want rice, so I will give my 1 kg of rice to you and you will give your 1 kg of wheat to me. So this was the barter system. So this had emerged, means it begun. Trade started. So now what is this? Giving and taking. This is trade. And commerce developed. Industries developed. The industrial revolution enabled large scale production. So now the industries develop, and this industrial revolution means the revolution of industries enabled large scale production, means food was produced at large scale. A lot of food was produced, and and not only food, other things also started getting produced, like paper, for example. Transportation became faster. How transportation became faster? Because of the invention of wheel. That's why transportation became faster. Information revolution made communication easier and speedy across the world. Now, when the revolution of information means people got more information. When they got more information, they learned to make gadgets. First, they learned to how to travel with, means how to communicate with letters. They used to write letters and they used to send it through messenger pigeons or through people. This is how they learned to communicate, and then it became easier through gadgets. Which gadgets? Like Gmail and phone calls, WhatsApp, etc. And how? And it becomes speedy, it's faster. Before, if you wanted to tell something, it would reach like 1 month later. Then it became a little speedy. Okay, when the cars and some things like that came, then aeroplanes came, then quick mail came, and then came Gmail, and it became even quick. In seconds, your message reaches to the other person. A perfect balance is necessary between the natural and human environment. Humans must learn to live and use the environment in a harmonious way. So now we've learned about the various components of environments: human, natural. We've learned about ecosystem. Okay, but now we are also learned that humans are destroying also the nature. As they are modifying, sometimes they are destroying the nature. So a perfect balance is necessary. Okay, a perfect balance is necessary everywhere, not only between human and nature, but everywhere perfect balance is necessary. And humans must learn, means humans must understand, humans must start living in a harmonious, okay, in a peaceful way with the environment. Peaceful means they should not destroy the environment. Like we should use the 3 R's: reuse, recycle, and reduce. So this is also a way to live peacefully with our natural environments and human made environments. Now, here are a few facts that are mentioned in the textbook. The word origin of the word environment, from where it originated, from a French word which means which is environneur, and this word environneur means neighborhood. So the word environment has originated from the French word environneur, which means neighborhood. The second one is 5 June is celebrated as World Environment Day. So if they ask you when is World Environment Day celebrated, you can write 5 June. Okay. Thank you. Hope you understood the chapter. It's really easy. It's simple. All what you need to understand is what is environment, the natural environment, and the human environment and ecosystem. This is all what is in this chapter. It's really easy. Just read it once, understand it, and you will be able to do it. Okay. Thank you. Hope you like this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.